Another one of our partners. Another one. So we partnered with Death to Life, and they are a suicide prevention hotline for youth across the U.S. They work a lot with teens that we serve. So right now, I would like to welcome the yoked one himself. Please welcome Mario D'Ortenzio with Death to Life.
Thank you.
Mario.
Dude.
This is a family event.
Kind of snuck up on you.
Gosh, you did. Real quick, because with everyone we've done, Mario. Yes! Good job. You listened well. All right, take it away, Mario.
Thank you, Mark. Mark said, my name is D'Ortenzio. I am the president of deathtolife.com. And we're an organization that we reach the hurting and the hopeless. We consider ourselves a refuge for the hopeless. How many of you in this room know of an individual, you might be an individual, that struggles with suicidal thoughts? Raise your hand. Okay, it's almost all of you. Okay, listen up. September, do you guys know what September is? September is Suicide Prevention Month. Okay, and I'm gonna challenge you guys. Where we partnered with this event. The reason why we're doing this event with Solid Rock is for those individuals that raise their hands saying, either I know somebody or I struggle with hopelessness. Our organization, it's a free online org. You can talk to our counselors 24/7. You can text D2L at 494949. You can go to our website, deathtolife.com, and you can chat with our counselors online. Or you can go to all of our social media. How many of you are on social media? All of you. Go to our Instagram page, go to our Facebook page, and follow us. And we have our counselors through all of our social media too. So again, we're 24/7 help, and we are here for you guys. We acknowledge that many of the people that are in your lives want to be seen and heard. Okay, and that's what we're for. We're a safe place for you. You can do it anonymously, but to check us out, deathtolife.com. When we launched Death to Life, we're gonna get to Brian Head Welch here in an intro in a few short seconds. But when we launched D2L back in 2009, I kind of had a pipe dream of individuals that I would love to share the vision with D2L with, and hopefully, Lord willing, we'd be able to get to partner with us. Brian was living, he left the band Korn, and he's gonna share a little bit of his story, but he was living in Phoenix at the time. Obviously, we're from Phoenix, and we had a mutual friend that introduced us back 2008, right after we launched Death to Life, and shared with him the vision of D2L. He absolutely loved it. He goes, those are my people too. And we had an instant bond. Like-minded, believing we both have a heart for the hurting and the hopeless. And that's why Brian, you're gonna hear tonight, Brian just finished his tour a couple nights ago. Okay, and knowing Brian for a minute, Brian, after a tour, likes to go vampire, kind of like hibernating, like bear-esque, whatever animals. I don't know if vampires hibernate, but if they hibernate, he goes away for a couple weeks and just likes to be alone in the dark and doing his thing. So the fact that he's here with us tonight is an absolutely huge deal because he cares so much about you guys and gals. So yeah, give it up for that. So many of you are probably asking, what screamed for me? Well, what does that actually mean? What does that mean? that means is that if you are struggling with suicidal thoughts, if you're struggling with somebody in your life that you know is struggling with hopelessness, is having some issues, man, let somebody know. Let somebody know. Scream it to your family, to your friends, to individuals that are going to help you. Come to our website. Scream it on our website. Our counselors will love that. Actually would. You can't, though. You can't actually scream. Yeah, all caps. Yeah, you can't scream. So, but guys, I know why you guys are here. It's not to hear from Mario. It's to hear from Brian Head Welch. So, like I told you, Brian just came from a big old tour with Evanescence and POD to be with you guys. So, let's give it up for Brian Head Welch.
Hola. Thank you so much, you guys. Appreciate you coming. You know, and make some noise one more time for Mario.
All right, hey, guys, we got a couple questions. For Brian. But one, we'll start out with this. You just came off a tour. Explain that to the individuals here in the room, what that was like.
It was wild. It was long tours, like a little over a month. We started off in Denver, 3 days of rehearsal, and hit the road. And you know, we've known Amy and Evanescence for a long time, and I just told her the first day, I was like, when I left Korn in '05, because I was struggling with some of the things he was talking about, they did a tour with Evanescence and had her perform on one of the Korn songs, Freak on a Leash, and I missed it, right? I missed it. And then I missed the tour because I left, and I don't regret leaving, but I was jealous of that tour, I'm not gonna lie. So I told her, look, it's like another chance. I get a tour with you, and we did Freak on a Leash every single night on this tour the last month with Amy. So that was cool. Yeah, and it's tiring. It's rewarding. It's a dream come true still after being an old man and everything. And I'm so grateful to be able to do it still. But yeah, it gets tiring. You just want to go home and snuggle up in your house and be with family, you know, after the tour. But I want to be here for this area and what's going. You know, I want to bring hope to this area, and I love Mario and everybody, and so we love you guys. Yeah, I can sleep tomorrow. You know, I can sleep tomorrow. There's no big deal to come here at all. Yeah, I'm tired, but like he hooked me up in a 3-star freaking Holiday Inn, and
Holiday.
no, it's it's so restful. So I'm having a good time. But we're catching up with old friends. It's like no brainer.
Yeah, the other morning I picked him up, and he's like, "Oh man, I just had a bunch of pancakes." I'm like, "From Holiday Inn Express? Like, please, Jesus, please don't let him get sick for the rest of the time he's out here."
It's those kinds where you push a button and goes, and it cooks for you on the belt. They're so good.
All right, another question for Brian. What's it like being in the band Korn? What's it like being a full-time musician and doing what you do?
I mean, it's just like it's like any other thing, you know. You just kind of you do what you do, you know. It is a career, but it's like a really fun career in some aspects, and in some other aspects, it's hard because of the travel, and marriages are very hard to keep together. Families, kids miss their, you know, moms or dads, and it's just you got to take the good with the bad, and you got to really know that your family, what they signed up for. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a crazy life to travel all the time, but it's very rewarding, and it's what I dreamt about when I was a kid, and so to be able to do it is very, like, it's just so rewarding and whatnot. Now there's a lot of mental health struggles with people in my industry, and because of the fact of the touring, and you kind of don't remember who you are sometimes because it's of the constant go, 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 and the fake people sometimes, and the, it's just weird. It's a weird life, but it's a huge gift as well. So if you can get the foundation of who you are right, and get your mental health, emotional health straight, and you can do it, though. It can be done, and people do it all the time, and so, yeah, I'm glad I'm where I'm at now because I'm solid, and
Right
I can
on.
totally function in this crazy lifestyle now. Yeah.
Seriously, give it up, give it up,
Come
give it
on.
up, give it up. All right, there are many. How many of you are musicians in here? Okay, a big chunk.
Oh, wow.
All right, what
That's
would
a
you
lot.
recommend? Guys, I gotta share this. Brian doesn't know I'm gonna share this, but I'm gonna share it anyway, and hopefully it doesn't embarrass him too much. But I was up one night. Are you guys familiar with MTV? Is MTV still relevant? So I was up one night, couldn't sleep, watching MTV, and they had like the 50 greatest hard rock guitarists of all time. And Brian was number 19 of all time.
No. That was like 15 years ago.
No. It was a minute ago, but of all time. So when Brian gives some wisdom to you individuals that want to be musicians or want to be in that industry, what would you recommend to these young people that want to be where you are today?
Woo! Just be careful what you wish for. Make sure you want it, and just work. You got to live, breathe, eat, sleep your music. It's got to be your passion, But and I would just say, like I said a second ago, you got to have your foundation of the person that you are, solid. Else you're just going to fall into every single trap that so many others do. Now, if you find like that you're a good person and that you want to stay healthy while you do it, physically, mentally, emotionally, like everything I'm talking about, you got to remember to stay rooted and grounded as that person that you want to be, or else it's just going to be the same old story, same old sad story again, And thank God that I got a second chance to have my story wasn't done, And so I got to add to my story, and I got a second chance. But yeah, and I would say to you musicians, man, just go for something very, try to find your own thing that makes you stand out above the rest. I love these bands tonight. They have their own thing going. They have their own sound going, and stage presence and whatnot, and it's a really cool thing. And be open to other styles of music and whatnot too. Just mix and match, man. So many people have a one-track mind, but I love the younger generation is so open to a lot of different genres and whatnot. So there are no rules in music. You can go and do whatever you feel, and nobody can tell you what's wrong. The only people that will tell you is your audience. And if other people are telling you what you're doing is wrong or whatnot, or it's too weird, and you have hundreds of people come to your shows or whatnot, it's like, who's right? Your audience is right. So follow your heart, find your own niche, and just go for it. Give your all,
That's good stuff, huh? You guys think it's good stuff?
Korn, to piggyback on what I said, Korn came out, we were freaking weird. Rock radio said they'd never play us. It was just like, no. We look like statues, and then dreads flying around. We're rock, we wear Adidas, what the heck is going on? They told us no, the doors were shut. And we kept going, and our crowd kept growing and growing, and then the doors flew open, and they had no choice because the people were calling saying play Korn back in the day, And so that's just a perfect example. We were so weird and different and odd, and but we believed in it, and our audience grew, and it happened. So
let me kind of piggyback off of that. We have many people, specifically kids, that reach out to Death to Life because of Brian's influence. And we have so many kids that say, I don't fit in. I love music. I don't love sports. I'm kind of, I wear dark clothes. Whatever it is you guys do. But, wear you're just different. You don't feel like you fit in.
Outcasts.
Outcast. And we love to say this. How many of you seen that Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer on Christmas? The little claymation?
The claymation, yeah.
The Island of Misfit Toys. I consider myself an Island of Misfit toy. But we have kids that reach out to us all the time, and they're like, man, what, I don't feel like I'm a part of anything. What would you say, and I can ask you this because I have asked you this, and all those kids that reach out to us that have that issue, I always share with Brian, and Brian always has some solid wisdom. What would you say to a young individual here tonight that feels that way? Like, you know what, I don't fit in, I'm different, I like music, that's all I like, that's all that, interests me. What would you say to them to encourage them tonight?
Us in Corn were just like that, we felt like we didn't fit in. And I mean, listen to our first couple of records. Jonathan's talking about just being bullied and being an outcast. We get it, but there is a purpose for you on this planet, and there is a group of people that'll be there for you. I mean, what do you say when the kids call up?
Yeah, I mean, it's a badge of honor. Be different. Go against the flow.
Come on.
Don't go like everyone else. I mean, be your unique self. You were created specifically for a purpose and for a reason. Okay, find that niche. It's true. It's true. If you have like this, man, I have this passion to do music. It's my life. And a lot of people say it's all I have. It's my God at times. I get that. Brian gets that. All of us get that up here. And just understand that that's a gift that you have, that passion that you have. Be respectful to your parents. If your parents are like, you're not going to make any money. You got to go to college. You got to become a, whatever, business dude. That's not, don't let that discourage you from that desire and that passion that ultimately a creator gave to you. Do you guys understand that? Okay, it isn't by chance. Brian does things on the guitar that it's like, holy smokes, you watch him and you're like, that's a gift. I mean, I'm a former athlete, I'm a former football player, and that was my world. And I look at him and I'm like, my gosh, this guy has a gift.
And back in the day, they were saying that guy has noise, and it was just noise to a lot of people's ears. And then when our fans busted the door for us, then it became, oh, they have a gift. So your gift might be recognized as noise or not a gift at first. But you keep believing in what you're doing. Next thing you know, as you're going against the grain, you see all these people following you afterwards, So sometimes you gotta be okay with walking alone or walking with few people in the beginning. Right, because one day, there's going to be a lot of people following. Those people that are forerunners in the front doing something new, the masses can't always comprehend what they're doing. But one day, as soon as they catch up, it's different. And when you keep a humble heart and realize that you were given a gift to see something or hear something early before the rest, so you don't think you're all, hot or whatever, you become thankful. And so you be thankful for receiving the information before the masses.
Right on.
I don't know.
That's good stuff. Good stuff. All right, Brian. Let me ask you this. You were with us. We all went yesterday to Solid Rock Phoenix, and you got to hang with the kids, and you got to hang with the people that run Solid Rock Phoenix. What did you see? What have you known? You've been involved with Solid Rock for years, but what makes Solid Rock so special?
Just their selflessness. All they want is to help kids. And they just want to offer what they have and to give to the children. I mean, just so much money and donations and time, you guys. They've given their lives. And I'm blown away to see where it's gone and where it's going to continue to grow. I mean, you can go. I walked the facility yesterday in Phoenix. I haven't been to the Mesa one yet, but I mean, I walked it, and there's like an art room, and there's all this sculpting you can do, painting, and that's not even talking about the studio and the music yet. It's just like so many different. Art is such an important thing for kids, man. I mean, I was into art in high school. I was into music. Everything was about art for me. It saved me, man. I remember I got like suicidal and homicidal actually when I got bullied and I mean thoughts. I didn't act out on anything, thankfully. But like I got bullied, and I used to have thoughts of just like, there wasn't all these crazy like machine guns or whatever these kids are bringing to school and whatnot, and you hear a lot in the news, but I had fantasies about just like sticking a knife in some of these kids that were bullying me and whatnot, and you know what I had? I had music to take me away from it. I had music to get me in my right mind. I had guitar. I had all that stuff, it's such a gift to what Solid Rock is offering these kids to escape the noise and the chaos and the corruption of this world. Because you young generation, you guys have to face a lot of crap. And we're seeing that a lot of humans, they don't have the answers, man. And we're just messing up things left and right with politics, with COVID, with freaking race wars, with like everything. It's like we're a mess. And in my opinion, we need a God that loves all of us to teach us how to love each other. But it's a messy world out there, man. And Solid Rock is an escape from this chaotic world we're living in. You can find peace in a place like Solid Rock. 100%. You can find peace because you can escape into your art that you love and you get lost in for hours because it's such a gift that God has given us, the arts.
How many of you are stoked about the Solid Rock coming out here in Mesa, man?
Yeah.
I mean, that's awesome. I mean, this is in your community. Use it. There are a bunch of like-minded people. You'll realize that you're not alone. You're not alone, that it's a community, and it's absolutely awesome. Let's go back a little bit. You were talking about you were at a point in time where you struggled with drugs and alcohol. You were struggling with anxiety, depression. Explain to the individuals in this room what got you out of that.
Well, it all started, like I'm going to back up a little bit. It all started when I was 8 years old, around 7 or 8. And it's really young to have this, but I remember looking in the mirror, and I was like, I don't like this. I don't like the package that I came in. And I wasn't like, it was a seed. It was these thoughts like, oh, I wish I was different. I wish this looked different. I don't know. I started getting rejected. I got bullied because I grew up later. The friends and the bullies, they grew up quicker than me, and so they could bully me around and whatnot. And so this self-hatred thing came up, man. I hit 14. I struggled with a lot of acne and stuff, and then that depression messed with me, and I started thinking of like just being depressed at such a young age, And like I said, music really did help me, but the voice was always there, the negative voice saying you're not attractive enough, you're ugly, you're not talented enough, you're this or that, and it was always there. And the drugs and the alcohol that came in, they silenced that voice at first. And so what I did was I went on a path of just medicating myself, not knowing who I was, but I didn't want to be the person that was trapped in that frame of mind, hearing all those thoughts constantly. So I would just drink it away, do drugs and whatnot. And meanwhile, yes, I was doing music, but everything else in my life was crumbling. Everything was toxic relationships, toxic, just physical, mental, emotional. I was just a mess. Thank you. It would have fell. But so yeah, I went and did that for like 20 years. Band was cool because at first, like, addiction is like your friend, and then slowly it starts to turn, and it turns its back on you, and then it starts to become an enemy, and it starts to ruin everything in your life. It started ruining corn. It ruined my marriage. It ruined my family, everything. And so I wanted to end it all. I wanted annihilation. I just wanted to go to sleep peacefully and not wake up. And the only thing that kept me going was, one of the only things was my daughter, who was really small at the time. She was like 5 years old, 4 or 5 years old. So I was like, man, at one point in me was like, I don't really feel like it could benefit from me because I was such a piece of trash, I thought. But then the other side of me was like, well, why don't I get healthy so I could try to be a better dad? And I tried to get sober. I tried to go to rehab. It didn't work. I ended up trying to go to this church with some friends. I didn't want to go because I thought Christians were like Ned Flanders. You just want to smack them, you know? And they're so happy or so judgmental. They're either too happy and like it's not real, or they're too judgmental and they're hypocrites and they do the stuff they tell you not to do, right? And so, but this guy was so cool that invited me to church, was like into cars and whatnot, and I just went with him. And the preacher just talked about like Christ being formed inside of you and coming to live spiritually in you, that it's real and it's not religion, and all these other hypocrites are what's out there to chase you away from the real, true, and loving God. But if it's a personal thing and you find it and you seek it yourself, you will find that it's real. That's the thing, that it's real. If it's not real, then we don't want nothing about it, right? There's too much hypocrisy in religion. Who wants that? But I had no other choice. The rehab didn't work. I couldn't get sober on my own. It was like God got me in a headlock. Was like, okay, I love you. You ready? Just a loving headlock. No, will you come? So I tried it. I started talking and praying and asked him to fill me with his life and spirit and resurrect every dead thing in my life and but more than anything, I needed to become a father for my kid, and a healthy father. And that's what I did it. I tried it, and it became real, and that's what got me free. And that was 17, 18 years ago, and I've rebuilt my life. God has rebuilt my life ever since then, and it's been so difficult at times, but so rewarding. And I'm like naturally high. I don't have to get high because I'm naturally high, right? And I'm around people that drink all the time, man. I'm on Evanescence Corn Tour, and like I'm trying not to get a contact high. They're blowing weed in my face every night. I'm okay being around it, because I'm strong enough now. But I'm not some weirdo that's like, oh, okay, I just got to get away from everybody and everything because I'm an addict and I'm an alcoholic. No, I built myself so strong where I can hang out with anybody. Yes, and have a good time. And when they start drinking too much and spitting in my face, then I walk away, right? That's all. But life is good.
Let me ask you guys, Brian came out, there was a documentary done a couple years ago called Loud Crazy Love. Have any of you seen it?
Check it out.
Okay, you can check it out on iTunes, Amazon, anywhere that you can get movies, rent movies, or whatever. Go check it out, guys. It is so flippin' awesome.
It's real, it's raw, it's sometimes uncomfortable, but if you guys are dealing with any hard stuff in life, man, and you want to see like a family get through it, then watch it. And there's rock and roll and craziness all mixed together, and it's only it's like 87 minutes. It's not.
It's one of my favorite. And I'm not just saying this. You're sitting here, but it's an awesome
Thank you,
documentary.
Mario.
But what Brian's talking about his faith, guys. You need to understand. We're not talking religion. This isn't religion. We're not talking about a political party, rules, this, that, and the other. We're talking about straight up Jesus Christ. Period. Okay. So don't get weirded out. And it's the same thing with Solid Rock. Don't get weirded out going, these are a bunch of religious Ned Flanders freaks. No, man, we're just individuals that struggle with life that need a savior every day. And that's Jesus Christ, period. So we're not ashamed of that.
No, we're not down with the extreme right or extreme left. We're just right in the middle. Jesus Christ. And
extreme middle.
It's good, man. That's where the peace is. It's
Amen.
Like you can get lost in drugs and addiction and all that. You can get lost in religion, man. You gotta be careful. There's some whack people out there, but you you follow your really heart and follow peace and non-judgment, non-hypocrites. What you see is what you get with us. What you see is what you get. You're gonna see the same person here with off the stage. You're gonna see the same people.
Amen. All right, back to Korn. What do you got going in the future? What's the future of? It's on Korn's schedule or plans?
What? What'd you say?
She said she wants to go to dinner.
I guess we're going to what, like Del Taco after?
Sure, yeah.
Oh
Federico's.
no, Taco Bell. Sorry, Taco Bell. Taco Bell. I'm so sorry. Taco Bell.
We love Taco Bell. So Brian, what's coming up? What's coming up with Korn?
Nothing. We got 3 shows booked next year. We're chilling. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Brian doesn't know this. What is your favorite song ever from Korn? You had to choose one song.
Probably that. Probably Break Stuff.
Wow.
Oh wait, that's Limp Bizkit. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm like, what? Break
Probably-
stuff.
Honestly, probably Falling Away From Me. That song. I love that song. You know it? You know it? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Like,
All right.
I don't know. I love that song.
Let's give it up for Brian.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Hey, we know some of you have some questions. So if you have some questions for Brian or anyone else, we have the microphones. Yeah. So let's think of your questions. Think of some good. I see some hands. If you have a question, raise your hand. We got some real excited
It's hard to
questions.
see y'all out there, honestly. Y'all are wild.
All right.
Hi.
All right, everybody, listen up. Let's listen to the questions.
Ah, I see you better.
Hi, my name's Damien. I've been a huge fan of Korn ever since I was about 10 years old. I got into them through my dad. And is it okay if I ask 2 questions? One's from my dad. So, number 1, me personally, I wanted to ask how you started with the whole 7-string thing, because I'm getting an 8-string soon.
Uh-oh. Why you try to do us up one, man? The 8-string?
An 8-string, yeah.
Come on.
And my dad, he never gets around to really looking up stuff all that often. And he wanted me to ask, how do you guys come up with the name Korn, and how do you feel about it now?
I got something for you, actually. Came up with the name Korn. We were underneath the Huntington Beach Pier, California, and we got Jonathan Davis. We had all the bands picked out, and we had this former singer, was a decent singer, but he was kind of like kind of controlling, and so we released him from the band, found Jonathan. He moved down and tried out for us, and we realized that I went to elementary school with him. I'm like, you're that kid. He was kind of famous in Bakersfield because there was 2 music stores, Front Porch Music and Scottsdale Music. Sorry, 3. And the third one was Rick Davis Music. Jonathan Davis, Rick Davis was his father. And so, yeah, it was just crazy to see him come down and try out. And I'm like, you're that dude. And so, yeah, what was the question? Oh, yeah, Korn. So yeah, we were just coming up with band names underneath, like just, underneath the Huntington Beach Pier, and Jonathan brought up Korn, and we were thinking like Children of the Corn, that horror movie and whatnot, I don't know, just cheesy stuff. And, but there's a famous country star named Buck Owens from Bakersfield. What? You don't know who Buck Owens is, do you? And they had a TV show called Hee Haw back in the day. And on that show, the radio station was called KORN. And so I don't know if Jonathan forgot about it and it was in the back of his mind, but that might have been a part of it. And then also, he says that he didn't rip it off from Toys R Us, but they had the backwards R, but it was like, he goes, yeah, we could call ourselves Korn, and it could be like a kid trying to spell it, and they misspell it, backwards R. and whatnot. And we're like, Corn? That's a stupid name. But then we start thinking about it, and he drew a logo and everything, and it's kind of similar to what it is now. It's pretty similar. And we started thinking about it, like, you know what? It's not the best name, but it's like either you'll love it or hate it, but you will never forget it, you know? And it was a cool branding thing that we did, and we weren't smart or nothing. It was just it worked. We made stickers, started plastering stickers all over where we lived, and ladies and gentlemen, Fred. Oh, it's in the car. I got something for you, though. I swear.
Hey, a little heads up. Nobody leave. After the Q&A, Brian's actually going to play with the Solid Rock guys and gals. So that's going to be awesome. Okay, next question. We got it. We'll get you, dude. We'll get you. I can see you.
All right, okay. So, first of all, I love you so much.
Thank you.
I've been listening to you from my dad, because he's also a musician, but I've been listening to you since I was like 5 years old. So it means a lot to see you, honestly.
Man, you guys are good kids, man. And it's like people say Corn's evil or whatever. Look they've been listening to us 10 and 5 years old. Look how good they are. They're doing good.
Anyways, my question was, do you have an opinion on recording music as like a young band? Like, do you have any tips or anything on that?
For recording a new
as like
band?
a newly founded band, yeah.
I mean, a producer is so important.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, a producer is like the gift for all these bands that you guys love, who are artists. If the producer wasn't in that room guiding every project that you guys listen to, it would be crap, man. A producer, an outside ear that's very talented and that could help guide you to the sound that can be uniquely yours is so very important. So if you find a producer, it doesn't even have to be a record label or whatever, it's so different nowadays, but if you find a good producer that believes in you and wants to guide and lead you and help you find that thing that's your own and just make you sound the most professional you can sound, that's where you gotta go. Go find producers. They are so important, man.
Thank you, I love you.
Thank you, man, love you.
Okay. Hi.
Hi, what's your name?
Hi. Elliot. Hi.
What's your name?
Elliot. Hi.
Hi.
So I'm actually here today with my aunt, and she loves you very much, by the way. So.
What's her name?
My aunt's name?
Your aunt's name?
Jolene.
Jolene?
Yeah.
Jolene. You heard that your whole life, huh?
She's gonna hate me for this, but yeah, she
Hi,
loves you
Jolene.
and she thinks you're awesome.
Hi, Jolene. Good to meet you.
I do. I was gonna ask, what do you use to dye your hair?
Good dye young. Oh, you guys don't know that? I thought everybody's gonna be like, yeah, it's Haley Williams dye from Paramore. She has her own dye, but I didn't use that of mine. I don't know. It was it was called Blood Red, and my friend has a salon in Tennessee, and she brought it to me and did it for me. I was gonna do black, but she forgot the black, so it's just red. But you know, I'm older now, so I'm trying to keep relevant with the young generation and dye my hair a little bit. Does it work?
Hey, Jeff, there's some questions up here, too. We got a couple more. We got a few more. Then we got to hear Brian play.
We're gonna rock the house with these kids. You guys don't even know what you're gonna see with these kids right now. They are so talented, and they taught me how to play the songs right yesterday. It's crazy. This is gonna be awesome. You're gonna love it. Who's
Hello.
next?
Hi.
Hola.
My name is Lance. I'm 15. And
What's up, Lance?
Hey, I'm with my dad today. He put into corn when I was about maybe like 4 years old.
Oh,
yeah.
These parents, man, what are they doing?
What are they doing to their kids? My question was, do you have any crazy memories from Woodstock 99?
Oh. And the crowd goes mild. Womp, womp, womp. Don't watch the documentary. Dude, that Netflix doc was like number 6 for like 10 days in a row. It was crazy. Well, from my point of view, that was like one of the best concerts I ever seen because I didn't know what was happening negatively out in the crowd. I didn't find out till the next Sunday when I flew home and saw the Chili Peppers set all over MTV and smoke and fire and everything burned down to the ground. From my angle, I mean, our day was pretty good. It was, you know, there wasn't a lot of drama. We came on and crushed it. A lot of people were there to see us, and then Bush played and kind of bring like the crazy, like, you know, destroy everything vibe down, and so it went off pretty good. The next day, Limp Bizkit, we stayed the night and hung out because I wanted to see Ice Cube. I wanted to see, you know, we flew there with Ice Cube and Limp Bizkit on this plane. We all went in together, a private plane, and, you know, Ice Cube and his boys took all our money playing craps, and it was an experience. But I watched Limp Bizkit from the side of the stage, and I was just like, man, these people were surfing on the shards of wood and everything, and they were going crazy, and they played break stuff, and then a lot of the crowd started tearing down the towers where the sound equipment was, and that was kind of gnarly. But at the same time, I was going, this is the craziest, coolest show I've ever seen in my life, because I didn't know what was about to happen. And so, you know, Limp Bizkit's getting a lot of flack for that, but the organizers really messed up that event. That was them. They didn't provide enough water, shade for the hot temperatures, the restrooms, everything. If you heard about it, it was a mess because the organizers messed up. But craziest experience, one of the coolest shows we ever played. And I mean, if you just think of, well, last thing I'll say is Korn, Limp Bizkit, Metallica played there. All these bands played there. None of us have had like things go wrong with the crowd at any of our shows besides that show. So what does that tell you? It was the organization of the event. It wasn't the bands that caused that. Right? Any more?
Two more questions.
Hi. All right. Hi. My name
We
is
need to get a couple up here.
Hi. My name is Keelan. My question for you is, an upcoming artist in the early 2000s. I know you faced a lot of constructive criticism about your music. How did you handle that?
Like Korn coming up?
Like as you were coming up?
Yeah, I think that, you know, like I said before, we let our fans decide, you know, how good we were, because nobody could stop the ticket sales. Nobody could stop the connection we had with our fans. Nobody could stop the crazy shows. And you know how many people came up to us and said, you know, I had a gun to my head and I didn't pull the trigger because I just popped on Korn. Sound like Papa. But you know what I'm saying? Like we just did a COVID live stream about 1.5 years ago, and we did 800 meet and greets over Zoom, and a great percentage of those were just fans telling us, man, I was going to kill myself and your music stopped me. And there's kids running around the background as we're talking to them saying, man, thank you. I wouldn't have all this if it wasn't for you guys. So that's what we listen to. We don't listen to any of the critics.
All right, last question. Here we go.
There's always going to be haters, you guys. Whatever you do in life, there's always going to be a hater. You just follow your heart and keep going forward to what you believe in. And yeah, you gotta just block them out.
Okay, so my question's a little bit different. I have a question for your other band, Love and Death. Wondering if they'll ever go on tour.
You told them to say that.
Nope.
It's just hard because like everybody's in a different band, And we were talking about yesterday, Mario really wants us to go out and play, but it would have to make sense with a tour that everyone's free and we can make it work financially and all that stuff. So, Love and Death is a project that I just have put a lot into, and I've always lost money on that project, and so it's a project for love, and I know there's a lot of fans that like us, but since we don't tour, it's a kind of a money pit and it doesn't make money, so it's harder. But maybe one day, if it's meant to be and everyone's free. Thank you for asking that, though. JR's here with me from Love and Death. JR, yes, he actually went to this high school in 2011. He went to Skyline. He got kicked out or quit going or whatever, but he went here for 2 weeks. Does that count? JR, where are you?
Okay, who wants to listen to some music now? Who wants to hear Brian perform?
You guys,
come on out, guys.
Hey, how about a big hand for Mario and Brian? And how about a big hand for Ava, who did that painting in the back? She finished it. Isn't that fantastic? Nice job, Ava.